And this is kind of going back to the Clay has better data than anybody else point. Clay, the reason I can definitively say Clay has better data than any other tool on the market is because it doesn't have its own data. It's using an aggregation of every data provider in the world. So it either natively integrates with any data provider that you use, or you can connect it externally to connect any other data provider that might not natively integrate with Clay. So you can imagine, like, you can waterfall literally every email finder or every phone number finder to find information on people. And even if you can't find data through those providers, as I'll show you in a second, you can find them using AI agents and other cool AI tools. So I'm going to quickly show an example of how I did this for a client of ours. Actually, I think this one was just for a LinkedIn post because I didn't want to show off too many client workflows. I felt like that was probably some sort of IP issue. Nonetheless, you can see what a Clay table looks like when you import leads into it. So it looks like a spreadsheet, but the main difference is that these columns that have logos on them are not static columns like you would see in a spreadsheet. They're actually columns that you use to enrich people or companies. So quickly before I walk through this table, I wanted to show you kind of how these enrichments work so you can understand kind of the structure of these tables and how they operate. So if you click Add Enrichment, you can see here that this enrichment panel pops up and you can type in a specific data point. Let's say, for example, a person's work email. And if you click on it, it actually shows you an aggregation of all the different data providers you can use to find their work email that waterfall one after another. And so you can use these to find, for example, work emails at a higher data accuracy than any other tool out there because of the fact that it's waterfalling every tool on the market. So there are both normal enrichments like the ones I just showed you, and then AI agents. So to the point I was making before, there's an agent in Clay called Clayagent. Pretty creative nomenclature there, I guess. But the point of Clayagent is it allows you to scrape the internet for very niche information, which is what I'm going to show you now. So this is doing a bunch of research on a specific group of leads that I've imported into this Clay table. And you can see the first thing I did was I didn't have their LinkedIn profile, which for those who've used Clay before know it's the basis for a lot of data finding within the tool. So the first thing I was able to do was I was able to go to Clayagent and say, act as an expert researcher. Here's a person's name. Here's a person's email. Go find me their LinkedIn. And after running this, all I did was prompt the AI agent, click save and run, and it found me the person's LinkedIn profile at an incredibly high accuracy, as you can see here. From there, we can use another enrichment to enrich the person's profile. And so all I did was throw in that LinkedIn profile that I found previously. And now if I click on this person's information, I have all of their LinkedIn info immediately at my fingertips. You can see all of their experience, all of their past experience, their summary, their description, where they work, their job title, etc. So now that you have a general idea of how Clay actually works with their enrichments, I'm going to kind of just quickly run through the use cases on what these things are actually doing to show you how it can be used specifically for marketing and marketing ops. So this one did a bunch of research on people and essentially threw it all into a Google Doc automatically and sent it to a sales team. So you can see here that we ran the enrichments. We found their LinkedIn profile. We enriched them. We have their title, their past companies, their past titles at other companies. We have the company summary of where they currently work. Then we found their company's LinkedIn information, threw that all into a table. Then we got their company size, industry description. Then we used an agent to go find the company's revenue.